Hello guys, and welcome to another live stream for today. So thank you so much guys. Thank you. Okay, so please, if you can hear me, let me know. If you can see me, let me know. So as soon as you join the stream, so please let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me, if the sound is okay. Please let me know. I would really appreciate that. So while we go along, let me, as I wait for people to join the stream, let me just be labeling my patterns, okay? So to make it fast and easier for us, okay? So I'm just going to be watching this screen. This my marker. Which one did I get that? Is it the grey one or the black one? Okay, it's the black one, okay. Already that one, thank you. Alright. So I'm just trying to label my sketch. That's my pattern, okay. So thank you, the Marie Fashion. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Good evening. Can you hear me? Please let me know. Let me know. Yes, thank you. Okay, thank you so much for confirming that you can hear me. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to readjust my camera so we can see the table properly, okay? Yes, that's what I'm going to do. So like I said, we're making a 6-piece skirt. It's a simple process, okay? Okay, thank you, Dimari. You're watching from Lagos. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, so like I said, let me readjust my camera. So I'm just looking for like the best way or like best option. Let's see. I think this will do. This, yes, to a large extent. This is showing our table to very large. Okay, yes, I think this will do. Okay, so you can see the lines that I have on my pattern paper. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to draft our straight long skirt. So when you want to do this, so if you have been following me, you find out that I have different 6-piece skirts pattern on my YouTube channel. There are some that I use patterns, there are some that I use freehand. So all of them, you can follow any of the process and then you will still be able to do your own skirt. So the first thing we're going to do now, like I said, let's do a simple skirt pattern. So I have some lines on my pattern paper. So the first line I have here is my waistline, and then here I have my hip line, and then my knee line. So the difference between from my waistline to my hip line, so hip line you can use between 9 and 10 inches, so that's okay. And then my knee line is 17, and then the full length of my skirt is 35 inches. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to come to this waistline, and then I'm going to add my waist measurement. So for the waist, I'm using 28 inches waist. So what I'll do, I'll divide 28 into 4. I'm going to have 7 inches. So I'll mark 7 inches here, and then I'll add 1 inch for my allowance, and then 1 inch for my dart that way. Okay, so when I mark this point now, so you can see that point now, that's my waist point. And then the next thing, I'm going to come to this point, I'm going to mark my hip line. So for the hip, for my hip line, so my hip is 36, so I'm going to mark 36. When I divide 36 into 4, I'm going to have 9, and then I'll add 1 inch to it to give me allowance. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to use this my pattern curve. So I'm looking for the best way to place my pattern. So let's see. Yes, I think this is the better one. Okay, so now I'm just going to connect those two lines like this. Okay, so when I connect those two lines like this, the next thing I'm going to do, I want to mark my knee line. So for the knee line, what I'm going to do, I'm going to check what I have here. I have 10 inches. I'm going to take out 2 inches from that 10 inches, and then I'm going to have 8 inches here. So that 8 inches is what I am going to use for my knee line. Okay, so for me to join that knee line now, I need to blend them together. Okay, yes, so in order for me to blend it together, so I'm going to have something like this. So the next thing I'm going to do now, this part I need to blend it. I don't need it to be sharp. So in order for me to blend, here's what I'm going to do. I'll just use my curve like this. Okay, so I blended that part, and then the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to mark. So this skirt now, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use from this down part, I'm going to maintain this down. So for the down part, I can decide to open it if I want to open it, or I can decide to make it straight. So whichever one I want, I can do. So for this, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to open up my hands a little bit. So at the end of the day, the down part of my skirt, I am going to use, let's check, I'm going to use about 10 inches. So I'll place this like this, and then I'm going to just mark this like this. Okay, so at the end of the day, I am done with my skirt pattern. So like I said, I'm going to be showing you guys how to alter this. So at the end of the day, thank God that I have a spare scissors here. So I'm going to cut. So now I'm just cutting off my skirts. Okay, so the next thing, like I said, I'm going to show you guys how to alter for the back piece to give it like a butt cut. Okay, yes, so I'm going to do that. Edward, you're welcome. Good evening. Okay, so first of all, let's use this pattern. Let's construct our 6 pieces skirt. So when we are done, we'll do the back piece. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do now is a very simple process. What we're going to do now, we're just going to take this, and then we're going to open it up on our pattern. Okay, so I've gotten another piece, and this is a very simple and easy. So the next thing, what I want to do now, since I want to cut a 6 pieces skirt, if I was making a normal, maybe A-line skirt, this one will be okay. But since I'm making a 6 pieces skirt, this one, I'm going to like divide this now into 2. You understand? Okay, so that is, I'm going to have a center, and then I'm going to have a side piece. So what I'm going to do now for this, I'm just going to come. So the easiest way for you to do this, we're going to use our bust pan measurement. So for this, the bust pan measurement that I'm going to use, that's this part like this. So for this, I'm just going to go with 3.5 inches, which is like 7 inches. So I'll just mark it there, that 3.5. I'll mark it across all of the lines, because I'm going to slash this pattern along that line. Okay, I'm going to slash it because we're making a 6 pieces skirt. So this is like a very simple and easy way. Let me just keep this on the side first. This is like a very simple and very easy way to do a 6 pieces skirt. So just do your normal skirt pattern, your normal straight skirt pattern, then use your bust pan measurement to like divide it like this. So can you see what I have here now? So when I'm done, I'm going to take this back so that I'll use it for my back pattern. Okay, so now I'm going to cut this off now. So please note all of the lines. Okay, So this one now is going to be my center piece. So note, this is my center piece, this is the side of it. So note that this is the center. So since it is a 6 pieces skirt, this center part of my skirt, this center part, this is the center part. So let me write it: center, this is the center front, and then this is the side front. Okay, so this center front, since it is a 6 pieces skirt, this center front is going to be straight. Is this side that we are going to be working with. Okay, so this part, this is going to be the part that I will use for my own back piece also. So for this, let's cut the front first. So what I want to cut out now for this, I want to cut out one piece that is going to be for my center front. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take my piece like this, and then I'll place it here. Can you see? It's a simple process. Let's see. Let me put it this way. It is simple. So the next thing I want to do now, what I want to do now, I want to mark this part up to my knee line. So this is my knee line. I want to mark this now. So that's my knee line. So now when I get to my knee line now, the next thing I want to do now, I want to create a flare. You understand? So I want to create a flare to the side of my skirt. So for that flare now, in creating the flare, what I'm going to do, I'm going to okay, let me just check. Depends on how many inches I want. Okay, so for this, let me take like 10 inches for the down part. So this one is optional, so you can do it however you want. Okay, so I'm going to use 10 inches. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to do this. So at the end of the day, I already have the center front of my skirt. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to cut this off. So this is going to be the center front of my 6 pieces skirt. So I'm going to show you how it is going to be joined. Okay, thank you, Edward. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the feedback. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So you can see, so this is going to be our center, the center front of our skirts. You understand? So when you are cutting now, you are going to place this on fold to cut out. Okay, so you can see this is the middle part of our 6 pieces skirt. I'm going to assemble all of them for you guys to see. So now the next thing I want to cut out now, so for the side, for my side skirt, my side, so this one I'm going to use this to cut out the side. So for this one that I want to use to cut the side, I'm going to cut out 4 pieces. Do you understand? So I'm going to cut out 4 pieces. So for that, like I said, the bolt alteration, I'm going to teach you guys when we are done. So let's just leave that one first. It's a simple process. So but for the side of our skirt, we need to cut out 4 pieces. Why are we cutting out 4 pieces? 2 for the front, that's side of the front, and side of the back. So for that one, we're going to cut them together to make it easy. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do now, I just want to fold my piece like this. Okay, so you can see I'm going to fold my, what do you call it, my pattern paper like this. So when I fold my pattern paper, so at this point now, you can use your fabric. Okay, so I'm just going to fold it like this, and then I'm going to take this. So let's keep our center front, let's keep it on the side, and then I'll take this part like this, and then I'm going to place it. Can you see? So when I place it like this, whatever I am doing, when I place it like this, because at the end of the day, this is how my skirt is going to be. Understand? So this part, yes, this part is going to be joined to this part. So I'm just trying to make sure, you understand? And then this is going to be the side. Okay, so I'm going to take this like this, and then I am going to mark it. So because I want my skirt, my 6 pieces skirt, I want it to open. You understand? I want it to open. I don't want this part to be straight. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open this up. Let's cut one, and then we'll use that one to cut all of the rest, okay? So now I'm going to place this like this now on my pattern paper. So let's see, let me place it straight so we can see it. Yes. So I'm going to place this like this, and then we're going to use this to cut our skirt, okay? We're going to use this to cut our skirt. So remember, this is the side of our 6 pieces skirt. So this is going to be the side. So I'm just trying to double check it, okay? So the next thing we're going to do now, I'm going to take this part. So you remember the first one we did, we used 10 inches for the side. So that's for this, our center front. So for this, my pattern paper is not really enough, so I'm going to use 8 inches. So I have 8 inches here on this side, and then on this side, let's see, let me check what I have here. So I have about, so just use, when you are doing it, just use the same measurement, okay? So the next thing I'm going to do, all of this part is going to be the same. This is the only part where we are going to alter. So you will see. So I'm just going to take my pattern paper like this, that's my ruler like this. You can see I'm placing it, and then I'll form from that knee point, I'll form that flay out like this, okay? So once I form that flay out like this, and then for this one, I am going to take this like this, and then I'm going to form this flay out like this, okay? So once I form this flay out like this, the next thing I want to do now, I want to cut everything along, okay? So for the side on, I really don't have problem. I can always cut the side of my skirt. That's, I can cut the side of my skirt like this. I can cut the side of my skirt and then place it. But for my center front, I need to make sure that these lines are going to align. Can you guys see? Sorry, let me bring it like this. Can you see? It has to align like this. So with this, I'm going to have a very full skirt. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I want to cut the side of my skirt. So after cutting the side of my skirt, so this is one side of my 6 pieces skirt. Can you see how beautiful it looks? So this part is what I am going to use now. I'm going to cut out 2 pieces of this that is going to be for the front. And then while this one now is going to be our center, this is going to be our center front. Can you see? So I was almost confusing it. So this is our center front. Can you see? So it's going to stay like this. You understand? So let me cut them out now and show you. So what I need to do now, this one, I'm going to cut out another one of this, okay? And then it's going to form the side of our skirt. I need to get a new pattern paper. Okay. So I'm just going to take this like this, and then I'll place it here. So this one now is the other part of my side. So like I said, this one that is my side piece, I'm going to cut out 4 pieces of it. Please note, I'm going to cut out 4 pieces of it when I am cutting. So that 4 is going to be for 2 for the front and then 2 for the back. So this is the other side of my front. This one now that I cut out. So when you are cutting this one, you are going to cut it exactly. It is going to be exactly. Don't, because they need to be the same. The only difference is the center ones. Okay. So now I have my 2 pieces for my front. Okay. So now let's work on our our back piece. So let me show you guys how to. So this is our back piece now. So let me add back all of my lines to it now. So this line now, this is my waistline. So I'll add back my waistline. I just want to use it, so that is why I'm adding it. If not, it's not like I need it. And then I'll come here now. I'll add my, what do you call it? My hip line. So for my hip line, you can use either 9 or 10 inches. And then my knee line is 17. Okay. So this is my knee line, which is 17. And then my hip line, I'm using 10. Okay. So now, if you want to add a butt alteration, that's if you want your skirt, you want it to have a part that will like, that if you want it to lift the butt up. So this is what you will do. So for our back piece, so what I'm thinking is, I think I should just, these things I need to cut them double, so it will be easier for us to understand. Okay. You know, the back piece, I'm going to divide it. So I'm just trying, I'm just trying to, let me cut. Because our back piece is going to, okay, sorry, because you are going to open your back piece when you are cutting, please note. Okay. So now I'm going to take this now, and then I'll place it like this. Can you guys see? So when you are doing this, you want to come in with at least 3 inches. Do you understand? You need at least 3 inches. My pattern paper is even truncated, so I'm just looking for a way to like place it nicely. Truncated a little bit at that part, so you can see. Can you guys see how I'm placing it now? So this is my back piece now. It is 2 pieces, because you know your back piece, you need to open it at the center. Okay. So now what you are going to do now, your normal zip allowance, you are going to take your normal zip allowance. So for this, most times when you are doing this, you don't need too much zip allowance, because you don't really need a zip allowance that is too big. So for this, like I said, I'm going to have at least like 3 inches on my pattern paper, like this. Let me use the better pattern paper for the front. This one that has that one that is not complete, let it be under. Now we're done with it. Okay. So now I'm going to take this like this. So I'll place my pattern paper here like this, and then I'm going to make sure that I have at least 3 inches here. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do now, so all of these lines, let me mark them out, because I need them. I need the hip line. Okay, I need this hip line here, and then I need this knee line here. Sorry, my waistline. And then the difference, most times, difference between your hip and your hip line is usually 6 inches, between 6 and 9 inches. So that's the difference between that that's if you want to like. So what I'm trying to say, that if you want to like, is it gauge? Is gauge the right word now? If I want to construct a skirt and I want to place my hip, so it's usually between 6 and 9. So that part also, I'll put that into consideration. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'll come to this top part like this. I want to mark my normal zip allowance. So for this, my zip allowance, I'm going to use like 1.5 inches. So I'll mark that 1.5 inches here like this for that zip allowance. When I mark that 1.5 inch like this, the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to come to my hip line. You understand? So this part is my hip line. So that's like where your bum will sit. Okay. So for this part now, I'm going to come in this part, I'm going to use like 2 inches like this on this part like this. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to mark, like create like a curve. Do you understand? You see that curve now? You see as I'm creating that curve, and then that curve is going to terminate at this knee part. I hope you guys are getting what I'm doing. It will terminate at that part. So most times when you are doing this, I'm going to use the zip allowance if I will use 1 inch. I'm not going to use 1.5, I'll use 1 inch. So that will help it to sit properly. So the next thing I'm going to do now, so I'm trying to use my curve to give it a nice curve. So I'm going to mark this like this. I know that you want to ask that would this not add to the measurement? So when it gets to the measurement, you are going to measure it out. So can you see? Can you see what I have here? So at the end of this day, this part is going to sit nicely. So this part now, this knee part, also this part, I'm still going to alter it because I don't want it. I really don't want it, as in that down part of my knee, to be too big. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to check it like this, and then I'll mark it like that. So once I have that part like that, you can see what I've done. I've succeeded in doing. And then the next thing now, you will know that we have allowance. We have our zip allowance, which is 1 inch. So once I get it up to that point, I've already marked it, and then I'm going to continue with my 1 inch. So that my 1 inch, I'm just going to follow it like that until I'll get to the down part of my skirt. Okay, so I'll just take this like this now, which is my normal zipper allowance for our back piece. So I'll just mark it like that. Okay, can you see? So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut this off, and then I'll show you guys how it will look like. So I need to reconstruct. Okay, let me just cut everything. So for this, you have to be careful because, like I said, it will add to the hip measurement. Yes, definitely it will add to the hip measurement. But at the end of the day, when they wear it, it will sit nicely. Okay. Abigail, you're welcome. Thank you so much. Oh, you are just coming. All right, so it's okay. We're cutting a 6-piece skirt, so you can see. Can you see this hip parts I was talking about? So you can see. So this part, you see, the curve is going to come. Can you see? Can you see how I am curving it? You see how the curve is. So at the end of the day, if you don't even look at it properly, you will think that you are like cutting another skirt. Okay. So I want you guys to see how it is looking. So this is the back piece now. You see how it is looking. Can you see the curve? You see the curve. So this is what you need to look out for. This is how your pattern is going to be. You understand? This is how your pattern is going to be. So this is your zip allowance now. This is your zip allowance. So when you are fixing your zip, you know you are using 1 inch for your zip allowance. So as you are fixing your zip, that 1 inch is going to come like this. So you fix your zip, and then after fixing your zip, you continue, and then you close down this part just the same way. So at the end of the day, that butt area is going to have. So with this one, it's not those kind of skirts that will just like flatten your bum like that. It will just like press it in. No, this one will not press it in. It will help give it a lift because this curve. So because you already created this curve, so this curve will help accommodate that butt. It will help to lift it up. Okay. All right, thank you, Sandra. Thank you so much. It will help to lift up your butt. It's not going to flatten it and then press it. Everything will not be pressed. No. So this will help. So at the end of the day, people know, I used this part. I came out by 2 inches. So now at the end of the day, you can, if it's somebody that is really big, you can use 2.5 inches. So at the end of the day, you use 1 inch for your zip, and then the other 1.5 inch will help to carry it out. Okay. Okay, Rachel, you say you are just coming now. Oh, sorry about that. So I'm just trying to explain this hip alteration for the skirt. So that's what I was trying to do. So like I said, so you can see this is how it the skirt. So this is our back piece. This is how it should look like. This is how it should look like. So this part now is going to be your zip allowance. So once you hold your zip, when you are fixing your zip now, you are not going to fix your zip straight. Your zip is going to be curved. So once your zip is curved, it will curve up to your normal hip line, the way we normally fix our zip at 9 inches, 8 inches. It will curve, and then this other part you have an accommodation here that will lift the butt, and then this side will go down. So this is how you actually do that alteration. So this alteration, you can actually use it for any skirt. It does not necessarily mean that it will be just 6-piece skirt. You can use it for your normal straight pencil skirt. You can use it for your what do you call it, your fish skirt, all your skirt patterns. You can use it for your gown patterns also. Okay. All right, so that's that. So at the end of the day now, let me open our back piece and let's see. So when I open my back piece, so my back piece will now, this is how my back piece will now be looking like. So this part now, this part that has curve is not the side of our skirt. This part that have curve is our what do you call it? This is the part that have our zip allowance. This is the part that we are going to join. So I want to open it up on hand. Let me open it up on this side so we can see it. So this part, this is our zip allowance area. This is our zipper allowance area. So when you stitch it together, you are going to have a curve around this both side. You are going to have a curve, and then our side, the side of our skirt. So let me just use, because it's like it's the back piece that is the emphasis of this. So and then you are going to see this now. So this is our side piece for our 6-piece skirt. So you can see by the time you join this together, you are going to see, you are going to have a really beautiful 6-piece skirt. You can see. Can you see? So this one is going to be for one side, while this other one is going to be for this other side. So it's going to be for this other side. Okay, yes, this one is going to be for this other side. So once you join them together, you are going to have it. But for our back, our front piece is going to be just one straight one. Okay, so you can see. So I'm just trying to I think I should get a what do you call it? Let me get a tape. I think it will be easier for me. Let me get a tape. Okay, so I'm just trying to let me like, let's use our paper tape, our tape to tape it down to make it easier. So this one is for one side, and then this one is for one side also. So I'm going to tape this one down also. So at the end of the day, I hope you guys, from now on, you really don't need to cut your skirts, the bum part of your skirt. You really don't need to cut it that straight. So you can just try out this method that I used. Try it out and then see, and you can let me know So when you try it out, you can let me know. Okay, so at the end of the day, can you see how the skirt is looking? So when you are sewing this, even you need to be very careful. You can see it has curve here, and then it has the normal side hip curve here. So for this one, this is where your zip is going to be. So it is, at the end of the day, it is not going to be flat, guys. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Rachel, you said you are just coming. You are welcome. You're very, very welcome. So you can always go back and click on the live stream and rewatch the live stream. So we are going to stop here for today. We are going to stop. In case you have any questions, if there's anything you don't understand, you can drop your questions on the comment section. I will try as much as I can. So maybe in another upcoming tutorial, we'll use fabric to do this. I've done it before. If you check through my YouTube channel, you will see it. You will see it. The one that I've made, I showed it on the channel, so you can check. You can just search stylish Naija. It's 6 pieces skirt with butt cut. Yes, you can search it that way. You will find it. Okay. So guys, so thank you so much for joining. All of you that tuned in this evening for our live class, you're welcome. So I'm going to try as much as I can. Most times I don't even like giving promises again. I'm trying to see if I can come up tomorrow for another live stream. So that's going to be in the evening by around 7. So you guys can just check, like past 7, just check. So thank you so much. Let me, I'm talking and the camera is not on my face. Okay. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. Just let me take off my hand. Thank you so much. Okay, Rachel. Okay, a recap. Let's see. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's try now. So those of you that have joined before, you can. Those of you that are just coming, let's see. Let me see if I can do a quick recap. So like I said, we're trying to cut a 6 pieces skirt with a butt alteration. So the whole process of the 6 pieces skirt is long. So the first thing we did was, so let's see, the first thing we did was we constructed a normal straight skirt. Yes, okay, so yes, so let's use our patterns. Let me use the patterns to explain. So we constructed a normal straight skirt. So you can see this is a normal straight long skirt. So this is our waistline, our hip line, and then the knee line. Just make it straight. And then the next thing you are going to do, this straight skirt, after cutting it, so this is one part of our skirt. You know our skirt, we normally fold our fabric into 2. So this is one part. So what we did, we need to divide our skirt because we're making a 6 pieces skirt. We need to share it into 2. So I used what do you call it, my bust pan to measure from here to here. So I got like 3.5 inches. And then just slashed it along that line open. So now when I slashed it open, now we now have 2 pieces. So these 2 pieces that we have, this one piece, we're going to use this one piece. This is going to be the center part of our 6 pieces skirt. You understand? Why this one? We're going to use this one to form the side of our skirt. Okay. So now how do we now form our skirt? So what I did for, okay, this one. So what I did now, this is the center front of the straight skirt that we constructed, right? So now you place another pattern paper, you pick another pattern paper, and then you place it, and then you take that center piece, you place it like this on a fresh pattern paper. The only part that you need to alter on this center part is the side, because you need to, like, you know, your 6 pieces skirt is coming like this, so it will open down. Do you understand? But the front is straight and then it opens down. So that is why you saw the pattern that we now generated from this straight pattern. Every other part of it is the same. The side is the same. And then when you go to the knee part, it now flared out. So flaring out of the knee part is your own. How wide you want it to be is optional. So for this we use 10 inches. You can use 15 inches. Depends on how full you want your 6 pieces skirt to be. Okay, so that's what we did. So this is now how we got our center front. So this is now our center front. So this center front, and when you are cutting, you place your fabric on fold. You are not going to open the middle. You just place it on fold, and then you cut out your center piece. So that's going to be the center part of your 6 pieces skirt, okay? So that's for that. So that's what we use this. We did with this. And then for the side part, so this is the side of the straight skirt that we did. And then that side part that we did, so let's see. I'm just trying to get the, let's see. So let me use this one. So for the side part, for the side of the skirt, let me just cut this off. So for the side of our skirt, so this is the original straight piece, okay? So what I did, now you get another pattern paper, and then you are going to place it like this. When you get a fresh pattern paper, where you need to flay out, now you are flaying out the side of the skirt. So you take that straight piece, and then you are going to place it like this. So when you place it like this, you can see that the hip line, every part of it, that they are the same from the top part up to the nail line. So immediately it got to the nail part, you need to open up, because it is a 6 pieces skirt. I don't know why this dress keeps falling. It's a 6 pieces skirt, so you need to open up. So when we got to the nail part, we had to create this flay. So in creating this flay, it is optional. It depends on how big you want it to be. So for this, I think I used about 8 inches or 7 inches. But normally, if my fabric was big, I'll use like I'll use between 10 and 12 inches. That's on one side, like 10 inches on this side, and then 10 inches on this side. So make sure that the nail part is the same, and then just like flay it out like this. So that's for our side. And this side, so once you have succeeded in getting this side, you are going to cut out 4 pieces of this. You understand? So 4 pieces is what you need, 4 exact pieces. 2 for the front, that's one for front, and then one for the back. So that's for the back. And then for the back, we did a butt cut, so that butt alteration for the back piece. So for this one, so this is the side of the back. So we don't need, so this is the side of the back. So let me cut it off so you understand it better. Okay. So how do you now alter this one? I need to just trim it. I've cut it wrongly. So now how do you now alter the back of your skirt? That's your skirt. So this is my center back. So that center back, when I want to cut my center back, I'm going to use my center front to cut out my center back. Okay, so this is the center. This is my center front. Yes, this is the center front, the one that we constructed. Okay, Silva, you're welcome. This is the center back. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm not understanding the language. So this is the center front. So what I'm going to do for that, with that center front, I'm going to place it like this, okay? So once I place my center front like this to cut out my center back, you can see every other part is the same. This part is the same. But if you notice this part, now this part is my zip allowance part. If you notice, you see how curved it is. It is not straight. You know, normally when we are doing zip allowance, you are just going to cut it straight like this. You just add one straight trim. No, for this you don't need that. You need to create like a curve. So what I did for this waist part, I came out by 1 inch. And then this part, this is between 6 and 9 inches, which is my hip part. I came out with about 2 inches. So at the end of the day, I now created a curve and then like blended it into the nail line. And then from there, you are going to have your normal, that same 1 inch zipper allowance to the down part. So this is basically what we did. So at the end of the day, you can see our center back is not straight, but it has a curve. So I hope I have been able to like re-explain this. for those people that came late. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. So you can just rewatch the video again. So once you rewatch, you understand everything more. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Silver, thank you so much. All of you that tuned in, that joined today's tutorial. So thank you so much, guys. I'll see you guys in my next live class.